of different familiar shapes. So the first shape that I see in number 1 is a rectangle. So as I pull the rectangle out of the picture, I realize that it has a length of 16 and a base of 4. A height of 4. So length of 16 and a height of 4. And I know that the area of a rectangle's formula is length times width. So I'm going to take 4 times 16. And so that area was 64, if I remember my math correctly, which it was. Okay, and then the other shapes that I see happen to be 2 semi or 2 half circles. And hopefully you notice that 2 half circles will come together and make a full circle. So if I put the 2 half circles together, I get a full circle with a diameter of 4. So if you remember, your area formula is 3.14 times radius, and this particular circle gives us the diameter. So I need to cut that in half. And so with that being said, I need to take 3.14 times 2 times 2. And so that number is 12.56. And I did find there is one circle inside this picture, so that's all I need to do. And then the final step is going to be adding my total areas together. So I'm going to add the area of the rectangle and add the area of the circle. So 64 plus 12.56. So my total area of the shape is 76.56. Okay, now the next one, I'm going to turn the shape on its side. And we're going to pick apart the different shapes that we see inside the picture. Okay, so one shape that I happen to see is a semicircle, which is a half circle. So I'm going to pull that shape out. Okay, and then recall that my circle formula is 3.14 times R, and R stands for radius. And the particular information that's given about the circle is the diameter. So I need to cut 3 in half, which is 1.5. So my 3.14 times 1.5 times 1.5. And that number is 7065. And then also please notice that there's not another half circle to make this a complete full circle. Now this is the total area of a circle, but only half of the circle was located in this picture. So we need to cut that number in half or divide it by 2. And that rounds to 3.5. It's really 3.5325, but we're going to round it as 3.5. Okay, the other shape that I do see is a trapezoid, but I can also cut that into a rectangle and a triangle. So the rectangle that I see, okay, has a length of 6 and a height of 3. So again, here's your rectangle. I know I have the length of 6 and the height of 3. And the area of a rectangle is length times width. So 3 times 6, and that's going to equal 18. Okay, and then the last shape that I see inside is the triangle. Now this one can get a little tricky, but I'm going to look over here for the height, which was 3. I'm going to help you figure out the base. So the whole entire length was 10, but I know that this part from here to here was 6. Again, if the total's 10, and I know 6 of it, the missing piece is 4. So you have a triangle with a height of 3, the base of 4, and the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So I'm going to take 3 times 4 and divide that by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So the area is equal to 6. The semicircle's area was equal to 3.5. And the final step is adding them together. So 3.5 plus 18 plus 6. And then that total is 69. So the total area, 69. Okay. And number 3, the shapes that I see on the inside of this picture happen to be a square. All sides are 10. Okay, and then if you look, you have a total of 4 half circles, and a half plus this half are going to make 1 full circle. So you have 1 circle. Okay, and then this half, oops, and this half, and together, and going to make another circle. Okay, so let's take care of that square first. So the square that I saw had a height or a length and a width of 10. Okay, so that's going to be area equals, move it so y'all can see it, 10 times 10. So area equals 100. Okay, and then I know that the half circles are going to make a full circle. I know that the diameter was 10. I'm going to be careful because my area formula calls for radius. So 3.14 times r times r. My radius would be 5 because that's half of 10. Okay, so that was the area of 1 circle. But my picture, if you know, you remembered, had 2. So I'm going to place another 78.75 down because I have 2 of those same circles. So I have the area of 100, 78.75, and 78.75. So you're going to add all of that together. And your total comes to, let me write up here, 257.5. Okay, so again, I added all the totals together. So you add to get your total. Okay, on number 4, okay, I noticed that we have a rectangle again, and then also a semicircle. So my rectangle has the height of 10 and the length of 24. So I'm going to do 10 times 24, which gives you 240. Okay, and then I notice a semicircle. Now this one can be kind of difficult because this piece of the circle or the length of the rectangle is missing. I know the total is 24. I know that this piece is 5 and this piece is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. So again, what I'm saying is x plus 10, or a number plus 10 is going to equal 24. And I know it equals 24 because that is the length that was given at the bottom of my rectangle. So if I subtract 10, or if I just think something plus 10 gives me 24, the diameter is going to be 14. And then you can check 5 plus 14 plus 5 is 24. Okay, and then I'm not going to forget that my area formula calls for the radius and not the diameter, so I need to use half of 14. So I'm going to do 7 times 7, which is 49. So 153.86. So 240 plus 158.86, 53. 240 plus 153.86 has a total of, oops, my bad, 393.86. So the total area, you have to add all your shapes together. So again, I added 240 plus 153.86 and got 393. Okay, so that was your review of your assignment that you have already completed. I would go back and make corrections on this after you have watched the video. And then the next one, we're going to take a slight complicated problem. So as you look at this shape, there are a ton of shapes happening on the inside of this picture. Let me walk you through a couple of the ones that I see. So I see some rectangles. Okay. So I see that this rectangle is 6 by 3. Okay, I see another rectangle that has a height of 3. This piece was 6. This piece is 5. So that rectangle is going to be 11 by 3. Okay, I see a rectangle at the bottom that has the same length as the blue rectangle, which was 11. And then I'm going to add 5 more to it and the height of 3. Which would be 16 and 3. And then I'm going to go through and take care of my semicircles. Okay, so the first semicircle that I see has a diameter of 6. Okay, another semicircle I see has a diameter of 3. Okay, and then this last one is composed of all the heights. So this whole length is going to be the length of the rectangle. So 3, 3, and 3. So that's a diameter of 9. Okay, so we're going to take this picture step by step and start finding the areas. So the area of the rectangle up here will be 6 times 3, which is 18. Okay, the area of the next rectangle is 11 times 3. Okay, which is 33. Okay, area of the next rectangle, 16 times 3, which is 48. Okay, and then the next one, we need to find the area of the semicircle. That has the diameter of 6, so 3.14 times 3 times 3, because it calls for the radius. So 28.26. Okay, now we're going to find the area that had the diameter of 3. Okay, make sure you don't plug 3 in because it asks for the diameter, and the radius would be 1.5. And then that area is 7.0875. And then the next one, (3.14) times 4.5 times 4.5. Okay, and then one more stuff about the area about our semicircles is it's a half of a circle. So each of the areas I found, I need to go back and divide those by 2 to find the half. Oops, that was 13. Okay, and that number divided by 2 is 3.54. I'm going to round it there. 3.8. And that one is 31.5. Okay, so then you are going to need to add up all of your areas. So 18 plus 33 plus 48 plus 14.13 plus 3.54 plus 31.79. And so the total area (148.46).